Champ Flex and 10, what is good? A nice little pickup on that. Just getting situated here. Be ready in a minute. Yeah, a lot of people have pulled back on their content. But we're going to talk about that. Crazy way to come out. Especially after that whole waves thing. Back to the Liz Ash. Davey, what is good? Welcome. Just getting situated here. About ready, so just letting the credits roll. All right, hold on. Make sure we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right, we're good for a minute. Now, hope you don't mind me blibbity blabbing over here. But this was going to be a big moment for the channel, you know. This was, you know, not only the release of Current, but this was the first time that a company has reached out to Viral Beats prior to its release and gave us a copy to try out. So I've been messing with this synth for the last month now. And there weren't any strings attached. It was just like, hey, play with this. I actually had to verify whether or not it was legit, especially after what happened with Curtis King, knowing that, you know, you just click the link and, you know, all of a sudden you could lose your YouTube channel. So, you know, being a much smaller channel, that was definitely of concern or whatever. But it was legit, you know, they sent it to me and everything. And I was like, cool, you know, October 11th, you know, my wife and I have been together for 13 years now. So it was her birthday yesterday and it's my birthday tomorrow. So it's kind of a significant moment in this. And then, you know, come to find out, it's subscription only. And, you know, we didn't know about it. They didn't tell us. Looking at their other plugins, I just kind of figured that they would charge whatever, you know, a competitor's rate. I was kind of curious on the overall price considering what this synth has inside of it. It's a great synth. I was going to, you know, I had a full review content and stuff like that to put out. But they put everything on their page yesterday, the day before release, so we all got to see it ahead of time. And that's when we saw, when looking at the price, that it is only the subscription, and you could either pay for a year up front, which would be, I think, $120. It'd be $10 a month, or $15 a month every month indefinitely, which is a weird way to release a synth for the first time. And, you know, it kind of, it kind of had my jaw dropping, especially after what happened with Waves and all the stuff within the community, to think that people would go for that. And not only that, this channel as well, it showed that, not really paying attention because, if you look just a few videos back, I'm talking about how I'm ditching all these subscriptions and everything like that. And, that's the reason why I'm on Reaper and not Studio One, because they didn't do anything really bad. It's just their subscription is different than the full version of it. But this here, we thought that, maybe on release date that they'll push a price point if they receive some backlash, and they still might fix it, and they better, because they're probably not going to get much out of this as far as the subscription goes. For one, the price point isn't there, and we'll get into everything here because I have it here. And it's not for nothing. You know what I mean? It's a great synth. It's a lot of option. However, I wanted to go live first to give my immediate reaction rather than do content, and then I'm gonna chop up what will be the content out of this, what may be a long live. We got some new internet going here. I kind of moved things around a little bit, so we should be good tethered in. No Xfinity crap anymore. Them guys from Scrubs. you know, got the speaking of marketing. But yeah, this whole thing, it's like, I kind of feel the same way that everybody else does about it. For one, $15 a month, if you can't pay for it all at once, and then you're looking at your competitors as well, Phase Plant, has a rent to own, subscription. And so does Avenger, just did a rent to own. I got 2 months left after this month to pay on the Avenger. And Cube just recently went for, I don't know why my voice went up like that. Cube just went for, on a subscription. So they're like $8 a month. And one thing that separates Cube being such a solid plugin, they would be absolute king shit plugin if it was standalone. And that's the one thing with this. It's not standalone. So you're talking a price point that is competing with the likes of standalone plugins. I know Avenger's not, but still, in this ecosystem here, it's quite the buyer's market. We have a lot of things as far as subscriptions go, and here at Viral Beats, we're not about subscriptions here. We got the Sonic Pass. And that's just because we're using it right now. Once we're done with this album here, we'll probably nix it, and just because we got plenty of tools, between Cherry Audio that just released yesterday. Still on the fence about that, not a huge fan of the Korg stuff. So, I mean, the older Korg stuff maybe, but anyway, yeah, the release tactic was a bit odd. Yeah, very Waves-like. Yeah, so that's the thing, very Waves-like indeed. Yeah. So what'd you guys do? You guys hired the guy who got fired at Waves for that whole debacle? Because subscription only is, that just kind of nixes like the whole market out. Like nobody wants that. So you mean to tell me that this is going to be, I mean, fine, you guys are going to develop it and it's going to boost and it's going to be a big thing and all that other stuff. That's fantastic. Great. Cool. Kudos. But forever, just like indefinitely, like Pro Tools, you're just going to pay for it forever. I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's a bold statement to make, to even have that attempt be made. But even setting it at that price point too, and with competing synths, yeah, well, let's take a look at this because it's not hot garbage. It's a good synth. It's a great synth, even. The thing that would separate this from complete greatness would be to make it standalone. And if you're not going to make it standalone, subscription only for a non-standalone plugin. All right. Well, it's not bad though. Here, let's see what we got here. Kaplam. And I got some stuff here, so let's dig into this. Get my water. The fans aren't a fan of fanning, so you guys are gonna have to put up with hearing that. So, and I know I cut off in the corner over here, but nah. You guys will get the gist. So again, we're not sponsored by Minimal Audio. We're not on the subscription either, and we're not a fan of the subscription. If they didn't give this to us, if they didn't reach out to us a month ago and give us this synth, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. And I wanted to at least show you guys what this is all about and what this subscription actually is, because I've been able to play with it, so it's not fair. It's not fair. Here, let me move you over here. Whoa, 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 whoa. You go squish now. See that a little better? I mean, it's off to the side for me, but it probably works out better for you guys. Oh no, it doesn't. It cuts it off over here in the end. Well, that's boo-boo. Well, how much do I have cut off over here? Maybe I need to change my settings on here. Sorry. It's unprofessional of me. Does that get the rest of it? Is that it? Did I get it? Okay. Got it. Okay. So. Now, couple things here. You got the wavetable, you got the granular, and you got the sampler here that has a sub attached to it. And this is the default here. I've made a few patches, just a bit. So we're just going to go through those. I just want to show you guys the general idea of it. There's the stream here, and this is basically what you're paying for, is this ecosystem right here. So you have the presets, which there are preset packs for each one over here. And then you have wavetable packs. And the wavetable packs here, you play them. And then you could load them up into the thing over here. But, if you... That doesn't sound like what we just played here. So there are things that you have to trigger and stuff over here. So you could... But we'll get into that later. So in the other one here are the sounds. And this is where all the samples are. Sure you guys are hearing this right. Okay. Now that we're good on that. So yeah, this is their ecosphere here. And yeah, so when we go into presets over here into the engine and the way it defaults, it usually defaults on having one of these wavetable oscillators set to go through. There's different envelopes and LFOs. It's a cool synth. It really is. but I don't like doing it this way. I like going through the sampler first and going through. Now, you can't load up your own samples. You have to go with what they have, but you know, quite a bit starting point. Here, let's go through them. Let's find some not Octane. There we go. And you could change the sample time to where so it's pretty cool as far as that goes, and you could add other stuff to it, but you could just take it to the effects right away. And this is the coolest part of it here, is that it has all their other plugins and minimal audio. And this is another thing that caught a lot of people off guard as far as their subscription goes, is that having the subscription, it's crazy to have the subscription and then all their other plugins are not subscription based. Kev Human, what is good? Welcome. So yeah, you know, you just take some of the stuff here, like a, and then all the effects also have presets in them. You can just stack them. So it's endless, and this Morph EQ is really cool. It has some really nice presets too. Going like add a granular to it, and then you load the samples from the you know, granulars that are all. Shape them over here. You could also change the positioning to start. And this also, like, this has got to be their best plugin over here, is their fuse compressor. So, I mean, you can hit default on here, but there's a lot of really good presets in here. Usually when it comes to sound design and stuff, I like to just scroll around and alright, so yeah, that's the gist of it over here. And, you know, didn't even have the sub over here. So, as you can tell, it's it's a sound designer's paradise, you know. At first I was like, well, you know, with these effects here, you know, there's not really very many. I mean, there's a ton of sounds, but I'm not a fan of using like other sounds and alternate sounds, but all these sounds are they're pretty solid for sound design, and you're just taking like one element of the development of it for the sound. There's a separate set of sounds for granulars. You know, you go into the granular packs, and you know, it's just like having the wavetables. Oh, the presets here too. Yeah, so they have their own presets here. What I thought wasn't very many at first. I think they put more in after I was playing with it for a few days. But it's enough. It's enough to where it would take 2 episodes of the thing. And you know, here I'll show it to you here. No, we'll get into their propaganda in a second here and talk about it. But yeah, so check this out. I got 2 of them right here, and one of them is, oh yeah, look at, I got blocked over here in my one video. I didn't take it down, it got blocked. So 2 hours and 10 minutes, and then 1 hour and 7 minutes. So there you go. So 3 hours total to go through all their presets. So I guess, you know, I mean, I'm not going to do like the audio or whatever on this. So yeah, all the links to this, it's in it, you know, all the, like I said, propaganda stuff, you know, they're not paying me to do this or anything like that, you know. It's kind of sad. I hope you know, they did a really good job on this synth. It's a really, really good job. You know, it's just, you know, you want to learn more, and you go to learn more, and you're like, oh, this sounds great. It looks great. You know, it's got everything. I mean, they really pulled out all the stops here as far as everything goes. You know, the presentation is great. You know, it's super. But there's still that one thing, you know, here's the problem. There's no other option. You got their best offer here and a 30-day free trial, you know, to see whether or not you like it. So that's not nothing. You know, 30-day free trial is a lot better than I could say for, you know, a lot of them. But, you know, you kind of have to do a 30-day free trial with something like this. But $15 a month, you know, God, that's up there, you know, for a synth VST. You know, it's not a standalone, but their whole selling point here is getting into their ecosphere and not only having the access to their sounds and wavetables and presets, but Jesus Christ, their plugins here, like, this is the thing, that just the effects thing here, like how many slots you get over here? 8, 9, 10 slots, and then like everything that they have here. So I mean, it's pretty ambitious, you know. It's industrious. It's a great synth, you know. And this is just the that's just me goofing off, and I turned off the wavetable. The idea. I'm not even gonna save that. But yeah, here's some of the patches that I've saved over here. So I cut the sample from over here. I slowed it down. No sub. It's just the sample and the granular. It's arcane. Yeah, 180. See, God, that's the thing. You keep coming. It keeps coming back to the same thing, you know. That goddamn subscription, like, it stops you in your tracks. Literally, that's just what happened over me reading a comment. I mean, so as Champ Flexington pointed out here, the $15 a month, that makes it $180 a year. Dims serum prices, but also Phase Plant, you know, they have a rent-to-own ecosystem that, you know, throws you in this whole thing, and like that would be more acceptable than this. But I mean, to do this only after all that wave shit, and think the synth community or the producer community or anybody on YouTube here who got this synth a month ago is going to be like, yeah, let me promote the hell out of this subscription only shit. I mean, they obviously got their people, you know, and I'm sure they, you know, profit handsomely. And I really appreciate them reaching out and hooking it up, you know, being the first, you know, and I've had a lot of fun with this. It's a great synth, you know. It's a competitor for sure. That's what makes this so frustrating, because, like, you know, the developers work their asses off on this, you know, and just to be like, you will never own this synth. We stand behind our product so well that you will never have ownership. And that's one thing, and especially me over here. I mean, hold on. Let me get your big face. Let me get your big face over here. Yo, I've been enjoying my subscription free life over here as I've symbolically, cut the cord, really. Um, I didn't think it would be such a big deal, um, especially starting from scratch. It's frustrating. And one of the reasons why it's been so long since doing a live is because had to reset the computer, having issues, and yeah, it's a long story. Thinking about going back to Apple here, with all these problems I've been having, and had to get better internet going. Um, those problems aside, yeah, I lost my train of thought here. The guys that did such a good job on this and worked it all out, you know, they they deserve credit for it, you know, but to push this subscription base on people is a weird route to go when you're coming out with a synth for the first time, and what I was getting to with that whole point was starting from scratch with plugins, and buying them all. It's frustrating, but at the same time it's oddly satisfying, to have such a low amount. Like I said, I'm a minimalist when it comes to plugins anyway, but strategically there are certain things like that oxide and goddamn Universal Audio are bastards because I just paid $50 for that oxide thinking I got such a great deal, and I could have got that oxide and like 10 other plugins like right after that. Um, but yeah, cutting the cord and getting the plugins individually instead of just having everything at your disposal, there's something oddly satisfying about it. And I can't really, in good conscience, just be like, hey, I'm going to promote this. The developers did a great job. They put a lot of work in it. They deserve all their credit. Great. But goddamn the marketing, like, even if they fix it, there's a reason why people like me don't use Waves anymore. Even though I still own some of those plugins outright, they fixed everything. I canceled my subscription, no harm, no foul, right? But it's like Barry said, it's like the cheating ex or something like that. You never get over that. Once that line has been crossed, you can't uncross it. And what they're doing isn't as egregious as Waves did, but it's the same business model. And to do this at a time where people are rejecting that business model, especially considering the backlash of Waves, it is completely insane to launch a flagship synthesizer on your platform doing that very same thing that was so detrimental to the entire company. Waves is a big company. In comparison to Minimal Audio, oh man, like that's not a good move. It's not a good move to just launch your synthesizer and you got all this stuff that you've done, and you got all these people that you've given it to, myself included. Love you guys. All right, we good here? We good? All right, we good here? We good? Jeez. Yeah, my whole computer froze. And that's what I've been dealing with here, and that's the reason why we haven't gone live. And it's probably because I had the dog going at the same time as live streaming the camera. You know, I think there's something going on between the camera and the way that it is functioning here with the generals. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. If it does, I'll probably just head off the because like screw this crap. I know I have a bone to pick with Apple and I can't go back to them and everything, but at the same time, it's like, for what a PC costs, a brand new iMac is like 1,600, but an older iMac is like a couple $100. So that and Logic Pro should be good. Yeah, I don't want to suggestions here. That's what's happening here. Since resetting the computer, it's like doing all kinds of weird stuff. So, anyways, yeah, back to my rant earlier about the minimal audio thing. Where I left it at, I'm super appreciative about being included in receiving the synth, and there was no exchange being had. There was no stipulations other than keep it a secret until the 11th, and they gave it until 9 a.m. for some weird reason. And meanwhile, they made the announcement beforehand, and there was other people that put content up. I saw. Okay, all right, we should be good. So yeah, I'm appreciative of that. However, to not tell us all that it was going to be subscription only, I know that you guys didn't owe it to us as far as that goes, but like, come on, you know. So I noticed some people already apologizing for their content because they put it out not knowing that they were going to uh, be this way as far as the subscription only. So they have things to add to it, other things to say. The backlash has already begun, as we were talking about in the Discord earlier. So, yeah. Yeah, way to keep their customers hooked after 30 days. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about it, and what are they going to do to entice people to that extent? But still, people aren't even going to want to try it for the 30 days just based on the subscription only model. I predict that this is going to be flat out rejected by the majority of the community, and it's going to hurt their numbers. Even if they switch to a more practical, type of situation, whether it be a rent to own or just, an own outright with a certain price point, you know, it's like Barry was saying, you already crossed that line. It may not be as bad as Waves, but it's Waves ish. And, that just recently happened. That wasn't like in a distant memory. A lot has happened since then, but still, this is not going to bode well for their new flagship. So they're going to have to either make some changes or suffer the consequences. I know several people who immediately are like, oh, subscription only, I'm out, and that's the thing. Yeah, indeed, very Waves ish. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, if you have the ability to own it, it's a different story. Even if it were just rent to own and like you had to get to ownership only by rent to own, that's a lot less egregious than, hey, you either pay $120 up front or $180 off the back end, $15 a month every month. In addition to all these other places that are doing all these other subscriptions, like we already have full ecosystems out here. A lot of us already have subscriptions. I'm no exception, even though I've really enjoyed hunting down individual plugins that I need and scraping up the money to own it outright. You know, even though I got jacked on that Universal Audio deal and paid the $50 for Oxide, usually that has been going for 79 or 74, and I only needed that plugin. But I could really use those other plugins at that same exact price, but I'm not going to pay another 50 just to get those other ones. Screw it, you know. They're good and all, but you know, still my financial discrepancies aside, you know, it's principalities involved. You know, there's a reason why the community here at large rejected the model. You know, and it's because subscriptions stink. You know, and we're only going with what we have to go with. Most of us are buying outright. Most of us aren't involved in subscriptions. The only reason why we're involved in subscriptions and got entangled in that whole thing was the Universal Audio did the 3 months for $1 routine on their launch, so that was a-okay, and we used it for a little while and fell in love with the Oxide when it came out, and as well as others that did pretty well. Should we try to boot up Reaper again? See if we could play with this a little bit. Go through the rest of the presets. Because it's not all bad. I mean, it's bad. It's bad news. You know, it's not a good idea to do this to a customer base that you haven't achieved yet. And if you're trying to get the synth community failed miserably, no matter how good of a synth it is, there is nothing worse than a subscription only based service. And you guys should know better looking at my channel, because we just got rid of Studio One because we were on the subscription, you know, because it was cheaper, you know, not having the readies of $400 for a DAW. That's why we got Reaper. Reaper is cheaper, just like the title says. And with Reaper, you know, $60. So even scraping by, you know, is doable. All right, let's hope we don't get shut down here. It just picks up exactly where I left off at, or where we left off at. Let's go Kablamo mode. All right, we're in a Kablamo mode. You hear everything? Like I said, these are just my presets that I put together since messing with this. I took the tail end of this. Let's see what the whole thing sounds like. Get some sharp cheddar cheese there. Let's see. Got the reverb on it. Got the more VQ on it. Like I said, it's a sound designer's paradise, you know? So kudos to the developers. But, yeah, we were all hoping that come 9 a.m. that they would be like, okay, you could buy it now. And it was just like the preparation stage of it. What did I use out here? Does it show? No, it just goes to their ecosystem. And I won't save it. Yeah, nothing too dramatic. Tyrone Sellers, what is good? Yeah, I've been offline dealing with computer issues, and it just since resetting this PC once again, it just froze during the live stream over here, so we had a little glitch in the matrix, but we're back. We're back at it. It's running all right. It seems to be for now. Hopefully you don't jinx it. But yeah, you know, we're thinking about going back to Apple, because it's been one debacle after the next. A lot of it has to do with this being a touchscreen and all that, you know. But yeah, my laptop was a no-go, and yeah, just getting tired of this shit. Things were a lot simpler with Apple. See, I slowed this one down, took the pitch down. Yeah, so just goofing off. I mean, is this quality going to be good enough to entice the synth community to spend on a subscription-only service? I predict the answer is no. Because while this is indeed a great synthesizer, it's a good, you know, it's a good start on, you know, the samples are pretty diverse. There's a lot of dubs. Oh, these are just the presets. Let's go into the sounds here. As I was mentioning, the dubstep stuff. Like, it's a whole thing. It's an ecosphere. I'll dump this in the sampler. Wait, I don't have a wavetable going. Let's throw it in the granular. You really get lost in the sauce. Speaking of lost in the dark. Diva, huh? Yeah, that would be my advice to anybody who wants to get in on this action, because it may reach to those lengths as far as the outrage goes. I don't know, maybe not. You know, people are just silently disregarding, you know, because it's like, you know, because even as I play with this, I'm like, subscription. Marching orders. Like a lot of cool stuff. Subscription only. You just can't get away from it. Like, and yeah, Champ, I agree. I think you should do that. You should definitely take advantage of the 30-day and get in on this. I mean, you could build up quite the arsenal in 30 days that would attach yourself to it. And I'm sure that's the gag here. They want to get people hooked, but still, you're not going to get the synth community. I mean, like, I don't speak for the whole synth community or anything like that, but, you know, I don't think they're going to go for it. To the top again. So as far as their presets go, they're okay. Let's see, favorites. So out of, let's go all for a second. So this is what they have. All this stuff. So it's quite a bit of presets. It was more than the first time. the ratio here isn't because I dislike these non-hearted patches. It's finding something that is practical for what I want to do. Now, the big question here is, and especially after doing this and the day comes, and I was talking to one of our friends here about this. What if they want to bill me afterwards? They're like, hey, we want you to play with this. Release date's over. Like I said, there wasn't any stipulated. Okay, so what do they have here as far as stuff that I've enjoyed? Yep, enjoy that. I'm always a sucker for a good pad. And see, these wavetables are all tricked out. All these LFOs and envelopes are utilized. Granular sampler, no sampler either. This is just the wavetable. This is just in between the wavetable and the sub oscillator over here, and then you have hybrid filter, Morph EQ doing its thing, boxy back. Down to the effects over here, you end up only using like 4 or 5 of them. But even then, when it comes to each patch over here, this is 2 wavetables and the sub oscillator, and just the LFOs and the envelopes being utilized along with the effects. So it's quite the playground. I give it to them. Great job, developers. Is it? Alex Reed, what is good? I saw your video on this earlier, my friend. I sub, but there's a bug with my account, so I can't download current yet. Oh, shit. Ellie Winter, how's it going? I like it. That's not fair. I love it. It's great. It's a great synthesizer. It's a fantastic sound design plugin. That subscription only shit, man. They got to do better with that. Right now, going through the presets that I've favorited, and we had just gone through the presets that I made. I think there's like 10 or 12 of them that I've put together over the past, I don't know, few days. I've really given this a lot more attention the past couple weeks versus the ones before then. Yeah, I saw your disclaimer there, Alex, and I saw a few other disclaimers from other people as well, like, you know, all kind of caught off guard over this, because we would think with what they already had available that they would just follow suit and reach a fair price as far as their competitors. And I was thinking maybe a rent-to-own, maybe like Kilohertz or something like that, but nah. It's subscription or bust with these guys. pretty decent patches, and this one actually used a sample, the sub oscillator here, and you could cut these too if you wanna isolate them. Like it'll bring them right back up. See what effects we use. Well, nothing much. Doesn't take much. I tell you, I really like this compressor. I don't have it individually, but I was already eyeballing it before Minimal Audio reached out to me, and I'm a huge fan of their sound designers for sure. They're people there. I could use that for something, but I did, so. Quite the bit here. No sample, no sub. Sample on there. I like yeah, let's just throw all of them on get lost constantly, and it's cool. Oh, here we go. There's a lot of bass, there's a lot of 808 stuff. I had this in mind for a specific project. Some of these really shine, especially in the low end. Some over here, no granular, no sampler. That, the wavetables, and some distortion, some compression, and a wee bit of filter. There's so much unused space, and that's when you start getting to sound designing, it's like it doesn't take much to find something that you're happy with. Take care, Alex. Appreciate you showing up here. Enjoyed your video on this earlier. Sorry you got caught off guard. I just pulled mine, decided to do this instead. Take care, my friend. Really beautiful. Subscription only. That up for some reason. Holy eardrums, sorry guys. Hey, there's a reason why I favorited it. It sounds the shit. You just, man. Just the granular, some wavetables, and some effects. Delay, compression, EQ, that's it. Sounds so good. It's just that subscription only thing. Maybe they'll make it good enough to entice more people into it. That's what I was just wondering too. Like if they're gonna make it there, but like you would have to do to justify a subscription only. Like I said, it is a bold statement, and in order to do that, you have to have your platform be so impeccable. For one, this isn't even standalone, so you know there's that. So to be forever paying for something that isn't even on its own without a DAW. Ram, what is good? Welcome, my friend. Again, they did a great job with it. But to pay for it forever? In an atmosphere where the subscription is being widely adopted but mostly rejected. Like, well, could have gone rent to own at least. Yeah, I'm 2 payments away from owning Avenger. Phase plan is what? $10 a month for rent to own? Sounds great, though. Yeah, I haven't even dug into that stuff. And that's the thing with you're competing with the kilohertz, you know, atmosphere here. Like if you just look at the competition, it's a lot more fierce. This is a great synth, though. I mean, god damn it, it sounds fantastic. And these effects are great. Now, it'd be really something to be able to upload your own, but maybe there will be. Definitely drill sub. Dope. Good. Ugh. sounds so good. It sounds so good. You can't take this away from him. Like, everything about it is great. It's just... if all it is subscription model keeping you away or from a good synth, they really need to reformulate that strategy, because they are definitely going to miss out on the bulk of the synth community if they're going to stick with this subscription only model. I don't care how good it sounds. I don't care how great it is. It's... and like I said, me personally, if they didn't send this to me, I wouldn't be doing this. I don't even think I'd be taking advantage of a 30-day trial. Maybe I would. Maybe I would just for the channel, just do a little 30-day trial, just to kind of see where it's at and all that other stuff. But goddamn, this was supposed to be a big moment. This was the first time that a company reached out to Viral Beats ahead of time and sent us a synthesizer before its release date. You know, I planned on doing a whole, spiel on it and do a whole review just because how great this synthesizer is. But then they sprung that subscription-only model, and it's just like, all of a sudden it doesn't seem so great. But don't get it twisted. Shit sounds good. Faded Radio. Ooh. So free 99. Yes, did pick up the compressor. I get going to the subscription model. I definitely do. I understand the need to go there as far as things go. But as far as the competitors are concerned, you got to give the option. Having it subscription only is like, yeah, I think I remember seeing that too. question is, are all their other stuff, is that still for sale or is it on subscription as well? Sounds great. I think that's what caught a lot of us off guard, is that all their other stuff is for sale. But yeah, you could definitely tell that they were gearing up for subscription. But subscription only? Whew. Like I said, it's a bold move. And when you take your competitors into consideration, you gotta have it, you know. And, you know, in all fairness, I mean, we're barely in the F's over here as far as the stuff that I've hearted as favorites. So, and that's all we're doing really, is just going through the presets real quick. That way you guys cut through the BS, and instead of going through all the presets, we're doing it here as far as the best presets that they have, in my opinion anyway, for stuff that would be practical for me to use here. Stuff sonically is like right up my alley over here. Mr. Tussin Likey. Yeah, I turn them off for lives. I don't play ads on my videos being such a small channel until after it's been 24 hours. I don't know how YouTube abides by that, but they claim that I have control. Very dope. Barely in the eyes here, folks. decided whether or not I'm going to actually post those no talking clips of this. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Still haven't decided. Pretty much have all the building blocks in here. We're almost done. I'm gonna do a little wrap it up box. Like I said, these are the ones that I just personally found better. Yeah, there's a couple that remind me of other things, like when they developed certain ones, they had their favorites in mind, you know. There are a couple in here that I swear are in phase plant. Homegrown, what is good? Welcome. It does seem like they're heading in their own little direction here. Yeah, some of them are really useful. You have to find out for yourself why I hearted that. The bass line. And again, you know, it all starts with a default patch. Now you could take it to the stream here and say, hey, I want me a wavetable over here. I want to take... Well, that sounds promising. Let's take that into oscillator A. Well, let's also take that into B too. Let's take it into B. Over here. And take it from here, take it from the stream, just take it from the stream. Why not right away? Let's take it from... There you go. Sample real quick. Artifact. Yeah, why not? Anyways, you get the idea. I'm over here getting lost in the sauce. Alright, so use your presets. So yeah, I know I didn't go through everything here, but you know, it's kind of hard to. It's not difficult as far as the capabilities are concerned. You know, there's no problem with it. You get lost in the sauce. There's so many things you could do with this. The possibilities are really, like, insane when you think about it. But are they subscription only? Are they really worth having just a subscription? Rent to own is one thing here, folks, but you know, let's look at it here. As far as the sounds go, you got these packs, 103 sounds, 783 samples, 283, 183, 144. You know, these packs are pretty loaded, octanes, pretty loaded. Most of those are percussive elements, so, you know. And then wave tables, there's a little bit less of them. I still need to figure out how I can't, I don't know, it doesn't load them up the same way that you would think. Let's take it to oscillator. Without it. Definitely makes a huge difference to add all these elements together and put them in a sound, like one single sound, to make a preset. And that's another thing it has these preset packs over here. See 40, 30, 30, 31, 35, 30, 36, 35, 41. Not bad. Like I was saying before, looking at all of them, it's a decent amount of presets on their own so far with what they have. They are obviously going to add to it. That's something that they've made clear they're going to do. And yeah. However much they add to this ecosphere, in my opinion, they really should have included more. Yeah, why not? What the hell? Let's go in here. Yeah, why not? So here we are. Did they change it? Did they change it yet? You know, going through it, you know, it's quite the presentation. You know, they got the video for it. You know, and I guess we could watch the video here. Hopefully it doesn't trip us up.
I'm always on the hunt for new tools. I'm always looking for new ways to create music. Obviously tools that are first and foremost easy to use, but can also be as complicated as I would like them to be. As an artist, I'm constantly evolving. That's why when I find something new, it's so special. Current is designed to do one thing: inspire you. It combines a world-class synthesizer, effects suite, and content platform to create an all-in-one ecosystem for your creativity.
Translation: this plugin fucks.
Current's engine is made up of 5 distinct sources working together to create one massive sound.
To Papa, what is good? We're
It
just
features
watching
a
the
customizable
propaganda.
effect rack that includes all of Minimal Audio's plugins, as well as unreleased effects with more to come.
That's always more to come.
In the writing process, it's important to have options. Current supplies those options through an ever-evolving cloud-connected library of presets called The Stream. Curated by artists all over the world, The Stream is updated constantly so that there's always fresh inspiration at your fingertips.
And that's the thing, they're counting on the creators
just a quick
to do
way to
most
catch a
of the
vibe.
work, which is great, you know. But
To me, what's so special about Current, it's the culmination of all things Minimal Audio. It's a synthesizer that will push music forward. And most importantly, Current sounds like
all
Current.
of our effects. It's dope. It's a good presentation. It's a great presentation, you know. But then there's the whole, okay, here it is. So they have the platform. Okay, so it just takes you down to the thing. So it shows all the effects and everything. And then the stream, as we went through earlier at the beginning of this particular stream. And yeah, here's the controversy. Subscription only. That's gotta hurt. I mean, at the price point that they're putting it at, like, they really are pushing it because, in my opinion, for that price point, it should include a lot more. It's great. It's got a lot of stuff. I'll give it that. Like I said, the designers here did a great job with it. It's a great synth. It's up there. But this is a bold move for coming out. And you only do this if you have that much confidence in your work and the market itself as far as your customer base. But that being said, I really think they underestimate how much their customer base dislikes the subscription model. I think they underestimated how much disdain that there is just because it's the standard. And I understand if you're trying to create a specific standard. I mean, how many other synthesizers out there are subscription only? Most all of them have either the option to purchase or rent to own. So this is a pretty ballsy move by Minimal Audio to come out like this. And, more power to them. It's a great synth, for sure. Yeah, money out of pocket. And that's the thing, like, to never own it, It's not even rent to own, to never own it. To never own it. I'm sorry. Let me get some raised action. Whoops. I was going to do a spit take, but I got important stuff on the other side of this camera. I need to do that. I need to put a shield up here so I could take a drink and spit take all over the place. I get it. It's a bold move, but it seems like you guys hired somebody who got fired from Waves, because making it subscription only with no other option to either own it outright or, I don't know. You guys really have that much confidence in this thing? It's a great synth, don't get me wrong, but I mean, there's a lot of great synths out there. You're trying to compete with the likes of Phase Plant, Avenger, Falcon. You know, these are all like heavy duty synths. Serum, you know, even, you know, the Native Instrument stuff like Massive X and stuff. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's a bold move, but I don't see the community going for it. I don't see the synth community going for it. And as great of a synth as it is, it's not $15 a month great for something that's not even standalone. You know, $10 a month would be a little bit more reasonable. And it is $10 a month if you cough up $120 outright. But again, usually Phase Plant goes on sale. It goes on sale for $100. It's rent to own is what, $10 a month, just under $10 a month. And that's quite the community. You know, you got Surge, which is a free open source synth. You know, these are your competitors. And I'm sure going through this, because it's been 2 years in the making. And again, I really appreciate Minimal Audio sending us the synth early, because that's never happened on this channel. But, you know, I would not have put off my content for this had I known it's subscription only. And the reason for that is that I don't think anybody who watches the channel here, certainly not any of my peers as far as friends go, are interested in a subscription only model. And yeah, for just an instrument, I know it's much more than that. All your plugins in there, it's great, awesome, fantastic. And you could do similar things with other plugins. Meh. It's great. It's unique within its own right. Fantastic. Thanks for including me in this process. But I would have put out a different video. That's why we've gone live here first. And I don't know about doing the presets, no talking now. Because as much as I want to show this synth off, it's kind of a moot point. What's the point of showing off a synth that nobody could ever own? That's the antithesis of what we want. Why would I give everybody the antithesis of what they want or what we want? Yes, we want to look at it. Yes, we want to play with it. Yes, we want to do all these things and all this other stuff. Yeah, fine, whatever. But subscription only? Only? Damn. The only company that has ever tried that is Waves, and that was very briefly, and it was under tremendous backlash. Now, if you name off the competing synths out there, like the ones that I named, I mean, yeah, Falcon may be a few $100s. It's like 300 and something for full price, like 170 something half price. And then they have their Sonic Pass. The Sonic Passes, yeah, it's $25 a month, but like you're getting a whole bunch of synths that mix with synths, and synths you could stack on top of synths and do other synth things with them. You know, it's quite the fantastic library of synth action. We're doing it live. Hell yeah, we're doing it live. Yeah, what's next? Burger King subscription? Yeah, what are we doing here? And that's another thing, too. As much as I appreciate you guys reaching out to me and sending me this synth a month early, you know, with no obligation towards content or anything, it was simply, hey, we're creating this synth. We thought you would enjoy it. Now, knowing what I do, obviously, on here, what I just did and everything, but God, if they would have known then that it was subscription only, you got to know that I'm against that. I'm against it. I ain't for it. You know, you got to know that I don't play ball with that, and just got rid of Studio One because the subscription was a different coding than the full boat. You know, so because I was having issues that were exclusive to the subscription model, I ditched it and took on a whole other DAW in the middle of working on 2 albums here. 2 albums that I'm in the middle of working on. I got 2 heavy-duty projects that I'm working on right now that I need production for. And all of that in the middle of it. Why? Because I don't dick around with these things. You know, if something is problematic for my workflow, I cut the cord. Now, as problematic as Apple was and needing to cut the cord because my motherboard got fried out and I lost an entire movie's worth of project and would be my first film that I was scoring and working on everything with, the amount of tripping up and bullshit that I've had with this PC is enough for me to go back to Mac, because I've lost days and days and days of time, which is why there's been 9 days since the last time there's been content posted. This current synthesizer was going to be the first content in 9 days, and I was just going to do a regular review. I did do a regular review. But just as well as other content creators, I pulled that review. Because with the subscription-only model, everything changes. That changes the entire conversation. That changes the quality of the synth. Because even if it's a specific quality, and it's going to remain that specific quality, price point makes a difference on that quality. There's a certain expectation to live up to when you have a model like this. So if you're going to go to a subscription only model, now you're talking standalone. Now you're talking competing with full-blown phase plant and everything, you know? Is this better than phase plant? In its current rendition, no. And Faceplant is so extremely vast, you know, I don't think they'll never stomp on that ecosphere. But they're trying. And I get it. And it's good that you're making that move. But to start it out on launch, your first entry into the synth world, this is how you're doing it, in the worst possible model that you could give your customer base. None of your clients prefer a subscription only model. So why you think it's a good idea to push a subscription only model on customers you don't even have yet? These are new customers that you're attempting to achieve here. And you're attempting to achieve a different type of customer. You know, synthesis, you know, some cork sniffing motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Maybe not as much when it comes to our plugins and stuff like that, but you know, a lot of us into synthesis, you know, are prefer synthesizer hardware over synthesizer hardware or over synthesizer software. We prefer the hardware over the software, not just because the tactile feel of everything, but because it takes a lot for us to want to go into the DAW and start producing in a computer, you know. It's a lot less hands-on. But because you could do more with the space given, you know, there's just so much more sound quality you could produce out of, you know, a balls out computer, you know, and it doesn't take much, especially if you're piggybacking off of, you know, a portal or something like that, which is what all these companies are now doing. But you're trying to gain access to a new demographic that you currently don't have. You may have some synthesis that are in your ecosphere now that enjoy your compressors and, you know, your other plugins, great. But you're putting a new plugin out there, a new synthesizer. So you're trying to get the synth market. And I don't think you're going to get that this way. Because it's hard enough to get synthesis into using the computer to begin with. So in order to use a digital synthesizer, it has to be good. It has to be damn good. You know, even Cherry Audio putting out replications and doing their own custom stuff, you know, pick and choose between our, you know, $50 synthesizers here. Still, though, this is not a good way to gain a new customer base, to gain a new demographic. And I don't think the synth community is going to go for it. And I think that just by making it at this point, most people in the synth community are just going to discard it altogether and not even give it a look or listen. Maybe watch a YouTube video or two to see how things are going, but not enough to take the plunge and do the trial. But even if they do the trial and experience what I've experienced here this last month, it's a great synth. And even if there's upgrades to it and, you know, people putting down on it and, you know, entering in the zeitgeist, you know, that's great. It's still not going to make it worth not owning ever for anybody. It's not only the synth community. That's the reason why the Waves debacle was such a big thing, because it wasn't just a specific demographic of music producers. It was all of them. It was all of them. So now you're taking what was completely outrageous. There were maybe like a handful of maybe like a dozen or so that were really jocking the Waves shit because of obligations that they have business-wise and everything like that. But those people aside, the community at large rejected it in a very public manner. One of my biggest videos, it's like my 5th or 6th biggest video, was the Waves debacle. Shit, our friends over here, even Champ Flexington, went viral over that shit. That was my first viral moment on Viral Beats. Let me check the comments here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no shit. Bunch of whoppers. Yeah. Based on what you've seen, what would be a good price? That's a good question. That's a good question. Because you want to compete with the likes of Phase Plant, Avenger, Falcon, and such, I would say that you would have to put it as an introductory price of in between $100 and $200 and an overall bottom MSRP, if that even is a thing anymore. Um, I don't know, about $300 or so. But you'd constantly put it on sale and, with the upgrades and stuff like that, you know, I mean, even though it's $10 cheaper, you're competing with the likes of Sonic Pass. UVI is quite the library. You're talking one synth here. Yes, it has all the effects and stuff like that, but there's a lot of stuff in UVI that has those types of capabilities. Yeah, I mean, I would say, and if you're doing rent to own, you would have to make it affordable. If you want to make it like $10 a month for rent to own and throw in some packs on top of it, that would be the way to do it. But they've calculated all this risk. Bold move. Maybe an ex-disgruntled employee in marketing. Like, God damn it, I'm going to make this subscription-only model work. No suit for you. All in all, I think they'll get enough to achieve a solid customer base, but it won't be nearly to the capacity that they would want. Which is a shame because there's a lot of content creators, producers, synthesists, and just enthusiasts alone that are just like completely disregarding this, won't even give it a try, won't even look into it, won't even do content, or probably will do content now, but it'll be contentious and maybe go viral over being bitchy about it. I'm trying not to be bitchy about it, and I'm not being bitchy about it. This is just brass tacks, fellas. We don't like the fucking subscription model, and having a subscription only model really pisses people off. See the angry emoji on my thing. I'm not angry, but I tell you what, it is disappointing because this was a first for the channel. Receiving a synthesizer ahead of schedule and having the opportunity to do content and have it front loaded for release date. Had to cancel all that. And during the time that it is and making the effort, it's my wife's birthday yesterday. It's our anniversary, 13 years today. It's my birthday tomorrow. I felt good about the release date being wedged right here in the time that it is doing exactly. Thank you. Speaking of which, this is what you get. 13 years. Coffee served. Thank you. But yeah, and with all these moments in the universe and the stars aligned and everything, not only that, taking a break from the content, not only because it kind of had to with this computer debacle over here, but, I was going to do something else, but I put off that something else to do this. Not this live here, but to do the video that I did do and put out. I spent 3 hours going through all the presets. I don't feel good about putting that out as content, knowing what sits behind it is a subscription model. a subscription only model. And if I could save one viewer from doing a subscription only model, mission accomplished. I mean, I'm not on some conquest over here to fucking get people to not subscribe, especially after these guys came through and hooked me up with this synth that I may or may not have access to after this, you know? All that vanity aside, you can't break through the fact that the subscription only model fucking sucks. We don't like it. We don't like having even the subscription being prioritized over purchasing outright. And these companies have raised the price on their purchasing outright and making it more cost effective to do the subscription. And by all means, that's what you have to do if you're trying to push this subscription world on us. But we're producers, musicians, content creators, all this other shit. Like, we're not customers like that. We don't fall for the same shit. And the Waves thing was such a debacle because everybody used it. Now you're just going to catch the wrath of Synthesis or Weaver Beats. Y'all going to get the Weaver Beats treatment for sure. Vital. Yeah. Looks like Vital. That was the other one. Perk Dog, what is good? Operculum. Since you dropped the audio from your name, I guess I will too. Yeah. I hate the subscription idea. Operculum. His name had audio in it. He frequents all of these synthesizers, Vital, Serum, Native Instruments especially, you know. I don't know if you're on Phase Plant, but I'm sure, you know, whatever, you know. Operculum is quite synthesizer. You know, it's not his main forte, but it fits into everything that he's doing production-wise. Look what he's saying in the comments. What do you say? Hold on. Looks like Vital, but I hate subscription idea. Hate. These are the terms that we use in order to describe this kind of model. To come out. Ugh. Man. But like I said, it's not as big as the Waves backlash because the Waves went to all producers. This only goes towards specific types of producers and engineers, synthesis, and all that other stuff. But still, if you're trying to retain that market, you are not going to. You're not going to. And I'm not the only one who had this synthesizer ahead of time who did content on it and found out the day before its release that it's a subscription-only model, which automatically discredits the entire experience. I mean, it doesn't, though, because the developers worked so hard on it. It is such a good synthesizer. You could tell that at least 2 years of work has been put into it, as they said. Still, nah, that marketing needs to go. If you guys want to compete with Phase Plant, you guys want to compete with Vital, you guys want to compete with all these other, you guys got to offer at least the same as what they offer. You could buy it outright. Sometimes they have it on sale at a discounted price. You could rent to own, or you could have the subscription. They give you all options to purchase. They don't exclude anybody from them. Just because you'd be making more money doing the long-term thing, this isn't the music industry like that, you know? This isn't the long tail we're not only music producers, but we're in the synth community. We're a little bit more protective over our stuff. You know, I was talking to one of my friends just yesterday, finding out about this whole subscription model, and like, didn't even want to look at it. Didn't even want to look at it. Yeah, I'm not even gonna look at it. It's subscription only. I'm not even interested. Didn't even want to look at it. You know how many views I'm not gonna get because of the subscription only thing? And that's the thing. It's not that I'm concerning myself with receiving backlash or hate, because it's not me. I'm not making this decision. And informing my decision, or how I feel about this whole thing, just because I received the whole thing and got it early, does this mess up my future chances in getting something early? I don't think so. I wasn't given any kind of stipulation on what to say or how to say it, what to like or how to like it. So, I'm sure they appreciate the honesty. But what they're not going to appreciate is the amount of backlash and hatred they're going to get from the people who are less polite than myself. I'm being nice about this shit, and I hate subscriptions. I even said it in my video recently. I'm trying to get out of subscriptions completely. I've been enjoying this long journey of scraping up money together and going and seeking out the plugins that I absolutely need for what I need them for. Yeah, no problem. Subscription is harder if they come from a non-sub model. Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. That's another thing. You're coming from a non-subscription model, so, when you amp people up to believe that you're going to follow suit, but that's the thing that was also mentioned earlier. They've been amping up, pointing out that they're going to go to a subscription model. But subscription only changes everything. Absolutely everything. We'll see. But it's kind of like things with Barry and what he was talking about, Once you cross that line, you're never going to be looked at the same. And the fact that they've even tried to do this subscription only model, puts a bad taste in your mouth. That's why I don't use Waves plugin. I could download Wave Central right now, get my plugins that I own, and use them on a regular basis. It would make my life easier because I have 2 dynamic plugins in there that are really top notch. And I have that I have 3 synthesizers in there that are great synthesizers. That Waves FM synth, I own that. But it's not even installed on my computer, and I'm not going to. I don't use anything Waves. My thing with Pro Tools, was more of a Pro Tools thing than an iLok thing. But that's one of the reasons why I can't, work in certain places, because, I'm not going back to Pro Tools just to do a specific job, I need to get dialed in, and in order to get dialed in, I have to invest way more than I have, or even would do, because that would just throw me back in the subscription model again, going back to Pro Tools. Why would I do that? The whole reason why I'm not in Pro Tools is because of the subscription model, and not owning it ever, being on a perpetual and everything like that. Yeah. Yeah, launched in June. Yeah, and like I said, they've prepared for it, and good on them, and it's fine. Let's take one last look at this thing here. Okay, let's take a look, because there's not bad. It's just subscription model to a lot of people is unacceptable. And I'm one of those people. But I appreciate them giving me the synth. Like I said, who knows and whether or not I'm going to own it moving forward. But, you know, I appreciate them even considering me, you know, with my small amount of subscribers. Because they didn't have to include me into this at all. But they should have known better. I'm not a fan of the subscription. You know? It's quite the ecosphere, you know? And it's cool that you could just go in, click something, and go through and just throw it into the sampler. And now all of a sudden, obviously because I got the other stuff in there. But that's the cool thing about this. It's a sound designer's paradise. You know? Upload the samples in here, you know? You upload the granular, you know, stuff in here. Same thing with the wavetables. You upload the wavetables and, you know, go to town on these things, you know? You got unlimited possibilities down here in the LFOs and all that other stuff, you know. You have your macros over here. Didn't even get into all that stuff, you know. And, you know, it's cool because it's got a nice little tutorial thing. You got your manual and you go through the walkthrough and it's just, it shows you everything. So if there's ever any question, it's great. It's great. Everything is represented here as far as what they have and, you know, what you would need for sound design. And it sounds absolutely fantastic. Even wrote a song about it. I'd like to hear it. Here you go. It sounds fantastic. But just like the wave stuff sounds fantastic. But that doesn't mean we're going to participate in a shaky business model. And the most shakiest of business model of all time is rent to no own. Just indefinite subscription. You know, you got to make it tangible. You know, you're already getting people out of the hardware market. If you want people to remain in software and software synths and VSTs, you have to make it worth it to tear yourself away from it, especially if you're into synthesizers, because that's all they want. That's all you want in the community is the community. And you got a lot of people involved, and these samples are great. And it's awesome that you could just load it up, and there you go. You can move it. When I'm sound designing in here, I get lost right away. I don't even have to dig deep to find something that I like to go through this. So it's not a big deal that I can't upload my own samples. I don't need to. because the way that you can manipulate the samples that are already in place, and the samples being in place only being, as far as the sound goes, one element of the overall engine, and having the granular samples be one element of the overall engine, and the wavetable be two elements of the overall engine, and the rest of it's within tweaking everything out and lining these up, leveling them out, and making them sound like an actual awesome sound. That's great. That's fantastic. It's like, Falcon patches and stuff like that. It's great that you could go through and do all the types of sound design to come up with all different styles of music, all different styles of sound. The problem isn't with the sound, though. The problem's with the model. And this is the thing between the conflict between music and business. Uh-oh. Here it comes. Okay. This is a good thing of it happening right here, because it's not all bad. And, yeah. Well, that's weird. Oh, they want me to get out of here. Okay. So, I just got an email. So, the email is wanted to apologize for not mentioning the subscription pricing model for Current in our press kit, because they did send out press kits, and there wasn't anything about subscription only model for pricing. We figured that the price would be as such or whatever. We messed up, and we're sorry we realized our mistake so late. This was a total miss on our part. We never intended to withhold or blah, blah, blah. And, that's good. It's info or influence reviews. We hope you understand and appreciate your patience. Yeah. Damage control. And fine, good on them. You gotta do damage control. You gotta do damage control, because I'm being pretty diplomatic here, over here on the neutral. Take care, Davey. Thanks for stopping by. I'm just talking ish. I'm actually getting off too here. Been a little too long running. But yeah, this was a big moment for the channel. Just got the computer back up and running. Obviously not without incident, because we froze up here. The output being what it is. But yeah, between my wife's birthday and our anniversary, and then like my birthday coming up, it's like this was supposed to be a lot better moment than what it ended up being. And I'm sorry to break this news to a lot of you guys, but yeah, subscription only, man. So automatically, yeah. I think I'm gonna do a stream about it when yeah. Good on you, champ. And I think all of us should, and I think that's how it's going to end up being, unfortunately. This is going to be a learning lesson and some growing pains for Minimal Audio. And, they're going to have to find out the hard way. But the thing that's sad about the whole thing is the customers that they have lost forever by even making this attempt at doing things this way. He said, do it. Destructo said, do it. I need more info. What the fuck more info? Weren't you the one who was like, subscription? See ya. Yeah. You know, not to put you on blast or anything over here, Destructo, but Destructo's over here. Another perfect example. Destructo will never get a subscription-only model. He will never do anything but purchase. And he's reluctant to purchase as it sits. Not to put you on blast or anything, my friend. I'm just saying, like, you guys want a Destructo in your ecosphere, you know, taking advantage of your plugin, of your synthesizer. And you guys are losing somebody like him. And if you guys only knew the half of who you're losing as a producer, you know, it's crazy. But as well as him come most people in the professional world who are producing. Not a subscription only model, especially. But if you're going to do a subscription, it has to be worth it. You know, rent to own, yeah, but you should be able to buy it outright if you do rent to own as well. That's why most of them do all of it. But you're never going to capture a Destructo as a customer. And there's a whole bunch of them that you are losing right off the rip. Right off the rip. And that's why I had to forego my content. Because even if it means one person taking advantage of the subscription-only model, I don't think that I've done my duty as a producer, content creator, whatever the hell you want to call my status in this world right now. You know, it's not nice. It's not fair. You know, I shouldn't be doing that to people. But, you know, lucky for this channel, we got mostly professionals up in here that know what the hell's going on and will not be taken for a sucker. And Destructo is one of those motherfuckers. You know? Not to use the foul language and everything like that, but God damn it. Shit. Call you a video wizard. Yeah, far from it, sir. If you think this is contentious, wait till my next content that I've been holding back to do this. Because I got bars for these hoes. Oh, shit. Man, I put off doing this whole song just to do this content, you know? But yeah, you guys are never going to get the likes of Destructo or anybody like him, you know, with a subscription-only model. And you're talking enthusiasts here. You're talking people, you know, that do the extra homework and, you know, take advantage of every single tool available, digital or otherwise. And that's who you're trying to obtain as clients. I wouldn't mind a subscription model as long as the model for my subscription. Let me say that over here. I need to put the thing on the screen. Said I wouldn't mind a subscription model as long as it's a model from my subscription to Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Ba-bumps. Yeah. Tony guys, man. Great synth, fantastic synth. Lots of good work on it. You guys did a great job. Developers did a great job. You know, all around, all in all, great work. But this shit right here, this, ugh. And for what? You know? Awesome. Look at a whole walkthrough, everything that it has here. Great. Fantastic. Still don't want your fucking subscription. Sorry, guys. Thanks for popping my cherry over here and being the first to get me a synth before its release date and really hook it up. I really wanted my first time to be special. And you know, it's special. Just special ed. You know? It's a great synth. It really is. It sounds great. It really does. But it doesn't sound commitment every month for the rest of my life great. And that's what it comes down to. You're trying to get people to make a lifetime commitment to something. He says, so this is a backseat of a car special. Yeah. Right. Telling you, man. So, yeah, that's about it. That could be memorable, yeah. And that's the thing, like, this was supposed to be a moment for the channel. Instead, I just came back to a live stream halfway bitching about it or whatever. But, like, seriously, I had a whole review on it. And I still have these two no talking that I spent more than 3 hours on, plus the load time, upload, all this time that I've lost. But I tell you what, you know, I don't dig that. The most valuable resource we have here is time. And you know what? A lot of it was wasted in thinking that there was a reasonable price point. I was wondering what it was going to be, and I was thinking, hey, even if it's going to be somewhat unreasonable, like too expensive, maybe it'll be like a subscription where it'll be cheaper, something like that. But this shit, subscription only. I got work to do, guys. Like, seriously. I ain't got time to waste on this bullshit, this trifling ass bullshit. And my content now, instead of being about the synth, is going to be me cutting up this live and saying all this in a packaged form for the masses. So now it's going to be negative press instead of positive press as far as the negativity goes here. But I don't even want to waste my time doing that. Like I said, I got work to do. And it don't include bitching on YouTube about a damn synthesizer just because some asshole in marketing wants to do the Waves debacle model of subscription. God, man. It's been, what, less than a year since that happened? Jesus. Right? Y'all going in on the description of this car. Description of this This car doesn't exist. Okay, so speaking of schedule, tomorrow's my birthday. Do I give a fuck? Not really. I'm just saying that because I don't know. I might stream and actually like do something fun. Or I might not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. 42 is a bullshit ass birthday year, so it's not like I'm sitting here with my gazoos and streamers ready to go to town here with the glow sticks. That being said, all the moving around is essentially done. All the, even though we froze during the stream here, I think that was just an overperformance issue. I think we're good to go. It was successful enough to where we've existed 3 hours just about. So that's pretty good, I hope I included everything here. I know I didn't dig too deep into the actual architecture of the synthesizer, but why? Like, it's already out of a lot of your guys' heads. Like, I mean, I'm all for doing the entertainment and entertaining you guys and everything like that, but like, other than what you guys get here on YouTube, what the hell, just to screw around. 8-track. So, as far as being a real boy is concerned, that was my first time. So shout out to the guys at Minimal Audio for reaching out to me. Jake, I appreciate you, however you found my channel or my content. I appreciate you guys taking me into consideration and not giving me any rules or anything like that as far as things go, to where I could just say whatever, because man, that would have cheesed me off. Please don't revoke my synth. I mean, that's the thing. Like, would I still use this if I had if they gave me unlimited access, like indefinitely for testing this and doing whatever with it? You know what I mean? Would I still use it after the fact, knowing that they're out here doing the subscription model to everybody else? Would I take advantage knowing that other people are paying out the ass for the subscription model? My principles aren't that principled. I mean, they kind of are, in a certain regard, but they're mostly superficial. That said, I don't think I could get away with the fact that I'd be using something that, is some irritant. I could find other ways to sound design and do stuff, no problem, without feeling dirty about it. And, that's why I don't use Waves, because with what Waves did with their subscription-only model, springing it on us, thinking that we're just a bunch of fucking dummies who would do that shit, the dirt's not coming off. So the only way to make the dirt come off is to remove the dirt. And I washed my computer's ass of all Waves plugins. And so, there you go. That said, the dude does not abide in this regard. But I appreciate you guys taking me into consideration and letting me play with the synth that I've spent all this time messing with. I just think about all the time that I could have spent elsewhere doing other things. But the time is gone. It is what it is. Hopefully you guys could steer clear of this whole fuckery and enjoy watching us go through it as pain enough. Hopefully that'll be all the pain you experience. And hopefully they'll do right, and, what'll be more messed up is if they didn't do that. if they decided, no, we're just going to keep this subscription only model, we don't care about the backlash or potential customers we're losing out on, we're still going to keep it, because at least Waves reversed their decision. What are you guys going to do? Thank you guys for joining me and clarifying this whole debacle. Thanks to Minimal Audio for including me. So Viral Beast finishes live on his end, and I guess would we have to dissolve our friendship after that? I don't know if I'd look at you the same if you went and did that, Destructo. I don't know. I don't know if it would be dissolved friendship worthy, but I would definitely look at you a little sideways. It would be weird. Be like, oh, Destructo's on some other shit. Okay. Not in your life. And you know what? He's just saying that so I could dance around in my brain of that even being a possibility, knowing how much of an impossibility that is, and just putting that psychological torture in my brain is the intention here. Well played, Destructo. Minimal Audio, you guys will never get Destructo on your team unless you guys just flat price. You know, a fair price for a fair synth, for a more than fair synth. Even if it has to be rent to own, you guys got to do that shit. You guys can't be doing this. This is madness. Synth madness. You know? May not get the backlash that Waves got, but you guys ain't going to get the customers you're looking for. That's for goddamn sure. And with that, bid farewell. Love you guys. Take care. See you next time. Peace, y'all.